Well, howdy, 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 Nearly Senior Citizen here. Greetings, boys and girls, and welcome to this. Probably the last cheerful part of my comments here this morning, because I have a Mama Squeak in my pocket, and she is a cute and furry hamster, and she's a sweetheart. She's old, so I haven't had a chance to move her bin cage here out of circulation yet, because, well, I'm going to talk about that during this vlog here. I just wanted to start off halfway cheerful with a Mama Squeak. So here's Mama Squeak, and I'm going to put her back in her cage. And so here we go. There we go, Mama Squeak. Thank you very much. I'm going to put your lid back on so as to try and minimize your stress. Very, very good. Oh boy, not always easy. I'm existing in a state of terror this morning. Now, I'm a high context speaker. There's high context and low context speakers in language. A low context speaker, when given a question, will say like, yes or no. But a high context speaker gives you context behind the answer. They'll tell you not just why, but why they say why. So you understand why they said why. And then there's further explanations of, well, you know, I got to explain the middle part, so you get full detail on absolutely everything leading up to the answer of yes. I'm a high context speaker, always have been. I can happily micro-explain anything to a man, a woman, a child, an animal, a pile of rocks in the vague shape of a person. I'm not mansplaining when I talk to people. I am being extremely pedantic, because it doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, or if you're a, I don't know, let's say you're a molecular biologist. If I start talking about something that's probably close to your field, I will still delve into it to give you the context of what I'm saying, even if you largely know. Once you say, oh yes, I know that, then I know I can skip that part of the context and I jump ahead in the story. But you still get lots more than just the yes or the no. That's the way I've been much of my life. But that's why here. About 2005 or so, I had a colonoscopy, my very first one, and it was just random. I can't even remember why it happened, but I did, and it was a good thing. They removed 3 polyps from my colon, and when they sent them off to be biopsied, which I didn't even know they were doing, they were pre-cancerous. So if they hadn't taken them out then, I'd already be dead of abdominal cancer. So thumbs up. Now, I've had 1 or 2, I can't remember exactly, my bloody brain, colonoscopies since then. The very first one that I can remember, that was like within 3 to 5 years, clear. And then it was another one, like 3 to 5 years, clear. Now, it's been 4 years since my wife died, and about a year or 2 before she died since I had another colonoscopy. So it's been about 6 years since I've had one, but my last 2 were fine. So I've got this pain here. We're going to go check that out. So they stuffed me full of fentanyl and started up the thing. Now I have a huge tolerance, so when they stuffed me full of fentanyl, I remember the procedure. I watched on the monitor. I asked questions and talked and apologized for, oh, I'm sorry, the prep didn't come out all that well. I did everything you were supposed to. I haven't even eaten for 3 days. They gave me more when I actually tightened up and was clutching the bars real hard. They gave me more to get rid of that. And I still remember the conversations that we had. Here's the fun part. It was clear and then clear. And then they went in, and it was supposed to be about a 2-hour procedure. It took 4. One of my housemates was pissed because they wanted to go camping. So they left to go camping yesterday, and they're camping now. They're going to possibly come back at some point today to check on the guinea pigs, and then they're going to go back camping for tonight. So I'm here by my little lonesome. But yesterday, they removed not 1, not 2, not 3, not even 5. No, not even 10. Not even 15. No, they removed 20 polyps out of my colon last night. That's 7 times the number I had back in 2005. Now they're going to send all 20 of these polyps that they snipped off. And I watched them do it. I watched them snip, 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 and I watched each polyp, and I'm going like, oh no, each time. They went through my entire large intestine, 20 polyps. So they're sending them off to get biopsied and see what's going on with them. So it's going to take 1 week to get them biopsied and for them to get the results. It's going to take another week for me to get the results from them. So for 2 weeks now, starting today, I have no idea whether or not I'm going to live. Literally. Let's say, just statistics to try and make myself feel better, let's say 1/3 of them are completely benign and 1/3 of them are pre-cancerous. That still leaves 7 of them that would be cancer. So I don't know what's going to happen, and because I'm in that state now where I have no ideas and I won't know literally whether I'm going to live or die for 2 weeks, which, as I talked to my one psychologist back in 2003 when I first got injured, the labor and industry sent me to a psychologist to try and help me out. And we talked about a lot of stuff, and we talked about my wife and how she was, you know, maybe at that point when I got injured, she was going to have maybe 10 years ahead of her. And he said, well, you know, in a way, with what she knows, that she's got it better than the rest of us, because she knows she's got a time limit. Now she knows. We don't know. We could live 20, 30, 40, 50 years, or you could be hit by a bus tomorrow. Constant flux. But my wife, at least, she had a timetable, which none of us really have. Well, I might have a timetable. I don't know. Now the thing is, I strongly, and I might have hosed myself on this one because of the way I think. You've got to keep your defenses up. My wife, after she got sick and needed heart valve surgery, her heart was a massive scar tissue. Barely functioned. It was nowhere near the size it should have been for a woman her size, and all 4 valves were failing. Radiation damage. Her lungs were at 33% of her vital capacity. Radiation damage. She fought for 10 years and then ended up in the hospital the last time, and she decided she was going to go into hospice. She stopped fighting. 2 weeks later, she was gone. I figure, figuratively, what I did with my body when my wife was alive, I was the castle. All of us are castles. And we have defenses, and we have walls, and we have the people inside that are running the castle and making sure the castle runs well. The castle is your body. You have your defenders at the gate, you have your T cells, you've got your white cells, you've got your blood making sure you're all working, you've got your various gates and armor, and you've got your brain in the tower in the middle of the castle, running it all, keeping everything safe. When my wife died, my brain called forth all the defenders of the castle and said, put down your weapons and go home to your families. And then I went through and opened up every single door, gate, and window and retreated to the high tower and just let the enemy in my grief. About 2 years after that, I wandered out of the castle and started picking up the pieces and started going, okay, this is a staircase, and then putting the bricks back in, and then after a while I was like, there, I fixed that bricks. There's a staircase again, and now there's a wall. And then I started picking up the bricks and putting the walls together, and after a time, other people that lived in the castle, the support people, came out and started helping, and then the castle started coming back together again. And a year and a half ago, I called back all the remaining defenders that were still out there, and I said, please pick up your weapons and please take up your positions. And since then, my castle's been looking pretty good. The defenses are back together. I got the defenders back at the gates, but for that year and a half, no defenders, doors open, and I had retreated. And when you give up, this is what happens. So I'm fighting again, but until I started up my channel to save myself, and I started really coming back to life, I had given up and I was waiting to die myself. So that was possibly fatal. I'll find out in 2 weeks. But even if I do have cancer, even if I do have abdominal cancer, that's not an automatic death sentence. Like, there are people on Twitter that have been recently celebrating like they're 5 years free of brain cancer. Now, brain cancer especially. If a cancer is big enough for you to detect it, it's kind of almost too late, especially when it comes to your brain. By the time you are able to determine that you have brain cancer, that's pretty much it. You need to detect it and find it before you know it's there. But there have been a lot of people that are celebrating 5 years free of brain cancer. Now, if people can do that, I can fight and survive this. I'm not stopping fighting. I've got my defenders back on the walls. We're busy making sure all the defenses are good. We got coats of paint on everything. Everything is structurally sound again. We're going through and fixing stuff. Hopefully, I'll be able to survive this. I hope so. My thanks to many, many people, especially, and I'm trying not to cry a lot during this one. I am emotionally devastated right now. I mean, the 20 pull-ups there, I'm scared to death. So we shall see. Yay. And that's why, not always easy. I don't have anything really positive to say, because for the next 2 weeks, I'm living on the edge, not knowing whether I'm going to be here in another year. Life is life. But I took a shower. I washed the castle. I made sure the outside was good, scraped off the moss, keeping everything looking as good as I can, staying as positive up here, because if you stop fighting, the defenses go. And I'm not going to stop fighting, and hopefully my defenses are going to be good enough. Oh yes, and my thanks, Thomas, thank you very, very much. After I tweeted last night, I mean, I was hungry and I have no food. The people, my housemates, left to go camping, no food. They bought a little bit. Largely when they buy food, they then eat it because they buy enough for the two of them. Like 2 weeks ago, they said they're going to buy food, no food. 2 weeks ago, I went, at the beginning of the month, I went to DSHS and said, I need a food card. And they said, we mail them out. Well, I didn't change my address. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the card's been intercepted. I haven't seen it, in which case, yay, great, DSHS has gone and fed people that aren't me, because if the card's been intercepted, it's been intercepted by people that already have the PIN, so I'll be lucky if there's anything left on the card at all when I finally go in there and explain to them, thank you for feeding people that aren't me, now can we feed me too? But Thomas, thank you very, very much. made a rather sizable donation to my GoFundMe campaign, and it's going to come through, and I'm going to be able to buy food. I'm going to be kind of stuck, you know, until it shows up. It takes 4 to 5 business days, so I'm going to the store. I am going to buy food because there's nothing to eat. Thumbs up. I'm going to go through and thank 20 to 25 people, best I can, for having left me comments. I've got 24 hours worth of comments open on my community tab, and even though I'm counting in American Sign Language, overwhelmed again here, sorry. Just fear. If not counting American Sign Language, I'm unsure. I get lost, fibro and more. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended. And, boy, I'm going to cry pretty hard now. Now I'm not sure why, but I'm just suddenly emotionally devastated. And I'm not reading the comments right now. I'm going to read them afterward. But for right now, I'm just thanking you for having left a comment. I'm going to read the comments afterward. Thumbs up. Answer as many as I can. So, boy, it's really hitting me now. After getting myself worked up here emotionally, now that I'm coming down from that to try and do this, all of the hormones and stuff that have been released by my glands during this talk are, now I'm crying. But let me open this up. My Chrome is here somewhere, I thought. Ah, here we are. Okay, we have Thomas Tackett, thank you very, very much. And Tundra Keeper, greatly appreciated. Fabricio Alvarez, thank you. Nick Mendoza, greatly appreciated. Ray the Flappy King, son of a gun, greatly appreciated. Eric 5-6, Eric Torres, greatly appreciated. Rashad Games, thumbs up and thank you. Terry Garska, thumbs up. And Kathy Kitscat, greatly appreciated. Robbie Jodo, thumbs up and thank you. Just Jared, second channel. If I'm behind on shout outs and birthday greetings, and I know I am, I'm very sorry. Carson Musser, greatly appreciated. Justin P, greatly appreciated, thank you. Prakash Pathak, thank you very, very much. Unseen, greatly appreciated. Jamie's Division, son of a gun. And Tom McSee, thank you very, very much. Pandora NYC1, thumbs up and thank you. Brian Glenn, thank you very, very much. Angel Delgado, greatly appreciated. Chris Jericho, thumbs up. Lil Alessandro, greatly appreciated. Pyroon GT, I have no idea if I'm 3 or 4, if I'm right or wrong, sorry about that. That Dutch guy, thumbs up and thank you. And then last but not least, as I try to find somebody that I haven't done, Thorin, thank you very, very much, greatly appreciated, each and every one of you. As stated, you get me out of my head and into the world, and let me tell you right now, inside of this head, echoing with fear, is not a place I want to be. If you could check out my various links, that would be awesome. I have Twitter, Facebook, GoFundMe, Patreon.com, Google+. If you could donate to my GoFundMe campaign, like Thomas, thank you so very, very much. That would be very cool. Or become a Patreon.com patron, like one of these beautiful and awesome people. That would be beautiful and awesome. Thank you so very much. But if you cannot donate, or you simply do not donate, I do take all good wishes. I deposit them in the bank of my heart where I draw interest, so thank you very much. And if you toss me a like, I do appreciate all the positive validation I get from my existence. Especially right now, that's a good thing. And still just hit by all of these fear hormones and that I've had for all night and all day. So yay. If you could subscribe to the channel, that would be very cool. I would greatly appreciate that. I would understand if you don't want to, but if you are down with it, I'll do my best to keep you entertained, and well, at the very least until cancer kills me. So thumbs up. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully I'll be fine. Oh God, please let me be fine. Not that it matters. I mean, die now, die 5 years, die in 10 years, die in 20. We all die. Nothing matters. There is no point in existence beyond sheer animal survival. There is no meaning or reasoning in any human activity. We're all just waiting to die. Nothing means a thing. But I'm going to try and have a reaction, try and have a game, try and do what I can. We'll see what happens. So you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that, my friend, is a very good thing. I'm going to keep fighting And hopefully it's not going to have to be a big fight.